Welcome back to God is Alive. My name is Serena, and here I speak all about what it truly means to have a personal relationship with God. We have faith every day that we'll wake up tomorrow, so I want to start a fire in your heart to stop chasing the temporary things of this world and to put that same faith in God. So let's learn about God and learn to lean on God, because what's the worst that could happen? Welcome back to God is Alive. My name is Serena, and today I'm speaking about sometimes faith makes you look foolish. So yeah, I'm diving right into it today. How come, as a believer in God, we look foolish to the rest of the world? I mean, it makes sense. For example, in order to believe in Jesus, you have to believe that he was conceived by a virgin. Stuff like that. So to logical ears, it sounds silly. It sounds made up. And the Bible even admits to this in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18, which says, "For the word of the cross is foolish to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God." I know it's a small verse, but this verse kind of goes to show how to those who don't believe, it's going to sound foolish. To those who do, it's far from it. Because it takes faith. It takes belief in these events to receive the Holy Spirit, the gift of God, the power of salvation. But it goes much deeper than just these stories or this character of God that sounds foolish to logic and reason. When we read our Bible, and we see time and time again the nature of God and the character that he has. For example, he wants us to forgive people instead of fighting them. To love people, differences or not, instead of hating them. He tells us to have faith in him and his understanding and to lean not on our understanding. So many things he values seems contradictory or opposite to what the world values. The world says power, success, money. God says, get rid of all that and come follow me. You don't need that. You'll realize you don't need it once you get rid of it. So to the world, surrendering looks passive. Obedience looks like weakness. It looks like you're giving up control. In faith, come on, faith just looks like a delusion. I'll admit that. It does. For a reason. It's designed that way for a reason. That's what's so funny about it to me. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 tells us, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Right there, it says faith is assurance of things hoped for. It's assurance. It's confidence. What is assurance? Assurance is a confident, a certainty, a firm foundation. I have faith. The issue is when someone does not have faith and they think about believing in this stuff, they logically come to the conclusion, well, if there's no proof, then you're putting in your faith in something that's not real. Hence why it seems foolish. It seems like a foolish thing to do is to believe in God and put your obedience in God, because you don't know for sure if it's real. Here's the deal. Faith is not blind trust. I think that's where a lot of the issue comes in. It's not really knowing what faith is. It's not just, yeah, I believe that could happen. No. The Bible never tells us to shut off our minds. If anything, the Bible does nothing but gives us consistent and accurate reason to trust what it's saying. The prophecies, the consistency, the resurrection, the effect it had. We believe in the virgin, not necessarily because it logically makes sense, but because when you look at the prophecies, when you see that it was foretold hundreds of years ago, when you see how everything lines up, the resurrection, it seems illogical. until you got all these people willing to die and give their life over this. All 11 disciples died brutally and proudly for his name. That has weight. The fact that the Bible is written by how many authors over how many years with zero inconsistencies? When we read how God works and we realize it all lines up perfectly. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 30. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they had been encircled for 7 days. I love this story. I could talk about it in every single podcast. They say, hey God, we need to get into this huge fortified city. God says, okay, I want you to walk around the city, blow some trumpets and stuff. They're like, okay, to get into this huge fortified city, you want us to walk? You don't want us to start strategizing, finding the weakest brick, infiltrating, No, I just want you to walk. And what happened on the 7th day? He said, walk for 7 days, and on that 7th day, do some extra stuff. On the 7th day, the walls just came tumbling down. That's how he works. Not in our human logic, because it's God. Now let's look at Noah. Noah looked absolutely ridiculous building this ginormous ark until the flood came. Jesus dying on the cross, he looked like defeat until he rose. Therefore, and with my whole point of today's podcast, what looks like foolish to this world is often the very thing God will use to show his power. These things all look like foolish to the world. Illogical. How could they happen? I don't believe it. But this is how he works. And this is how he still works today and through us. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. I say it all the time. I want it in everyone's head. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Do not lean on your own understanding. Is he calling us to have a blind trust? No. There is logic there. There is proof. There is evidence. But he is trying to get us to acknowledge that our logic is limited. What we can do, what we can understand is limited. And we have to understand that we are limited. Like science has proved that there are colors that we cannot see. For example, dolphins have echolocation. Imagine if someone 1,000 years ago said, yeah, echolocation doesn't exist because I don't have it. I can't see it. You can't prove it. Does that mean echolocation doesn't exist? No. It just means that that person didn't believe it. And so the point I'm trying to make with today's podcast is I'm actually validating the fact that we may look foolish to the world. That's just a thing. As long as we understand why. As long as we understand that it was designed that way. And if someone's going to judge you for what you believe and what you place your faith in, that's going to say a lot more about them than it does about you. I know that's a little corny. It's true though. So yeah, sometimes faith is going to make you look foolish, but only to those that don't have it. God doesn't think you're foolish. I don't think you're foolish. And so yeah, having faith, to someone in the world, they're going to think that you're just believing in something with no evidence. A leap in the dark, if you will. But to someone with faith, they know that you're not just believing in God with no evidence, just a leap in the dark. They know that you have your faith for a reason. You have your experiences for a reason. You see what adds up. Even if they don't, you believe in his promises and his word, even if they don't. And the funniest part is, to me, is we do not need a full 100% complete understanding of God to know that he is there, to have a real relationship with God and to experience that. It's beautiful. And you are not foolish or silly or stupid at all for ever putting your trust in him. So thank you so much for tuning in to the very end. Today's song of the day is Fight of My Life by Rend Collective. This is a very upbeat worship song, just kind of talking about how life is hard and we're kind of in a fight for our life, and it's kind of a little motivating song to help you get going through it, help you get through it. And also, if you stay to the very end, let me know what you think about the natural lighting. Just trying it out. And as always, I cannot wait to talk to you again next time.